Well, hello everyone. I'm Tamara and welcome to Tam's Psych Advice. So today's topic is, can you have empathy for someone who's done you wrong? Most people will probably say yes, although so many of us struggle to forgive, sometimes even the simplest of things. Empathy is important. It is a way to step into someone else's shoes and feel how they feel. It's a way for us to have compassion and help our fellow human in the time of need. Empathy requires having a conscience, which unfortunately a few people in our society have not developed or it's underdeveloped. But what about when someone has done you wrong or made your life miserable in some way? Can you have empathy for the person then? What if you're in a difficult situation now? Some things aren't cut and dry, are they? Let me complicate things a little bit. What if you're working with someone who has some type of mental disorder? You know it, but the things they do drive you absolutely insane. You've got your own problems, and even though you know the person can't help it, the things they do make your life difficult. It's hard to concentrate. You're always on edge, not knowing when they're going to aggravate you again, and it's usually daily. Can you have empathy for this person? It will probably, if you're honest and you have a conscience for people, cause an enormous amount of internal confusion. You don't have the disorder, but it becomes a part of you, sort of, because you can't get away from it either. This person's disorder is imposing itself on you, and it's hard to find peace. Because you have to deal with it on a daily basis, and it causes you literal headaches. You're tired of popping painkillers to ease your own tension, and you're having to do it for someone who, for the most part, can't help it. Yes, they've gotten a little help, but not enough. It's really the person with the disorder's responsibility to get help, but some disorders are very difficult to treat. The things they have to do to get relief cause you to suffer. Is suffering okay when you know the other person can't help it? They're actually getting relief because of their acting out behaviors or their defense mechanisms, but you can't. You can't change jobs, and there's nowhere else for you to go. You really want to act out on them, take punches, say ugly things, make life difficult for them. But how will that make you look? You have a reputation to maintain too. So what do? Let me know in the comment section how you would handle a situation like this. What about if you married someone and you feel they've ruined your life, your whole life? They cheated on you multiple times, and now you have to be a single mom or dad and live a life that you never dreamed of. Your children have to live in two homes, and it's not any fault of your own. Can you have empathy for that person if the circumstances called for it, even though they did you wrong? People often find empathy in the most heinous of circumstances. Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological response. It occurs when hostages or abuse victims bond with their captors or abusers. This psychological connection develops over the course of the days, weeks, months, or even years of captivity or abuse. There's something about being exposed to someone for a long period of time. You could strongly dislike them and find yourself really liking them. Exposure is a magical thing and can make you like someone that you otherwise wouldn't. Think of celebrities we didn't like at first, like Simon Cowell, who was mean on American Idol. We didn't like him at first. We thought he was so mean to contestants on American Idol. But once we were exposed to him over a long period of time, and he refused to change who he was, we started to like him, even root for him, even though he probably crushed a lot of egos and hurt a lot of feelings. After you've been hurt so many times, do you refuse to have empathy? I think the whole notion of once you get used to someone's mean and difficult behavior, you do start feeling sorry for them. But my question is, do you feel sorry for yourself? Who's empathizing with you? You're the victim. Why does the victim always feel sorry for the villain? He or she had a bad childhood. We come up with a million excuses to justify their behavior while they continue to be who they are, never changing for anyone. We suffer. We sit quietly. We learn how to deal with discomfort, pain, low self-esteem, a crushed ego. I'll be honest, I don't empathize with villains so easily anymore. I've seen them hurt too many people. I get really stubborn and I probably come across in some ways narcissistic, but my empathy is for the victim, not the person doing the wrong. Disorder or not, it's not okay. Yet still, we all have difficult people in our families and sometimes even our friends or acquaintance circles. Part of life is having to deal with these people. But I ask you the question, is it fair for you to empathize with people who put you down all the time when things go wrong for them? Do you find yourself being the bigger person and helping them out anyway, even when they don't deserve it? Sometimes you have to find compassion for your own children, even when they're adults, when they've gone against your morals and values and the things you've taught them. Is it okay to disown them, or do you somehow have to find compassion for them and understand that even when they're young adults, they're going to fail in some areas, but loving them to some extent unconditionally might help them in the long run, even if you're setting boundaries. So, to end this with a positive spin, here are some questions to ask yourself in life, which calls for a lot of empathy. Why is it important to show empathy? Think of a time you showed empathy. Who were you empathetic towards? How can showing empathy make a difference in someone's day? Is it hard to be empathetic to someone who is not being nice to you? Why? Write in the comments about a time that being empathetic was hard for you. What does the expression, put yourself in someone else's shoes, mean to you? Name 3 ways that we can build strong relationships with others. When someone is not being empathetic, how does it affect the people around them? And who should you be empathetic towards? So I hope that if nothing else, this has made you think about some things, maybe in a different light. Now, one type of person that we know that can be extremely difficult is the narcissist. And I actually wrote a book. Love you to check it out. I think you will really learn so much about narcissists, and not only that, but how to handle them in your day-to-day life. And even though I call them the workplace narcissist, it's really about the narcissist. It's just a brand of narcissists that can be very, very difficult to deal with in your personal life, professional life, church life, wherever you are. They're going to be really, really difficult to deal with. And I just feel like just as this video indicates, I think we have to have boundaries when it comes to empathy. And that might be a weird concept, but I think that we do, which is why I wrote my book, because I felt like, it's exhausting to have to deal with dysfunctional people who do nothing but hurt other people. So give me your feedback in the comment section. I would love to hear it. And be sure to like this video if you'd like to see more topics like this. hit the bell notification and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.